Tom Weir. I play drums.
I'm Travis. I sing and play guitar.
Okay, I'm Francisco. I play synth now.
I'm Dylan. I play bass.
I'm Quentin. I've been playing the guitar.
Yes, you have. We'll start with like progression, I guess. I've met Quentin in medical school. We're in the same class. We actually met before the start of medical school. And then I met Dylan also in medical school, but while we were on our surgery rotation. It was just kind of random chance because we're in the same year now, but not actually because he's in a much longer program. And then who did I meet next?
What were you and Dylan on when you first
surgery? We were on surgery rotation.
Yeah,
and it was like
a surgery like block or whatever.
It was the orientation. So it was like there was all the people were standing around and like we just started talking about music and Travis's tattoos and it was cool.
I think I met Tom on Instagram. Well, I mean, yeah. I know I met Tom on Instagram.
Yeah, it was like last summer after I put out my Old Moon EP. I think we DM'd and traded tapes.
Yes.
With our first interaction.
It goes down in the DMs.
It goes down in the DMs. You slid into the DMs.
And did you ask him to do the premiere show, the record release show, or did somebody else suggest Tom?
Oh no, I asked Tom to do that first, the LP release show that we did with Arch of Love. And then after Dylan had joined the band, asked Tom if he wanted to play drums because we didn't have anybody playing drums. And we knew that the vibe was similar. So it seemed like a good fit. And then I met Francisco because he put out our record.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
And I couldn't play synth and guitar at the same time, unfortunately. Wanted to get somebody in on it, and Francisco just seemed like a really good fit, despite the fact he lives like, I don't know, 2,000 miles away. How far is that?
DC?
That's not 2,000 miles to do that. I have no
500.
500? Oh, that's it? I have no concept of geography, man.
Maybe like 700.
It's a flight, man. It's a flight.
Yeah. 7 inches, 45 RPM.
Pretty good size for a record, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm surprised it fit in 45, man. I thought that was pushing it.
There's two colors.
There is 2 colors. It comes on a clear with 2 colors of oranges splattered onto it, and then it also comes with the same 2 colors of orange but swirled together. It's a song that we wrote. I actually wrote it while I was goofing around with Dylan. He came up with the bass line, and we ended up just riffing on it.
Bye.
I have an embarrassing question, which is, what does the B/W stand for?
Backed with?
Backed with.
That's what I always just say. I don't know if that's like the right.
It's backed with, yeah.
Backed with, okay. Yeah, it's that's a good question, man.
It does not mean black and white, which doesn't really apply, I guess.
Or between.
I was thinking between, but it's like, what's it?
But there's nothing in between it. The record is between the 2 sides of the music, so it's not really, yeah. Okay, so backing up a bit though, Dylan and I first started writing the song, and we jammed on it for a little bit. We're like, oh, this sounds pretty cool. Quentin, I think, was in Pennsylvania at the time, which ironically is where he's at the moment, which is why we're all here on Zoom. And then it just kind of came together. We were originally not even going to use that song for the A side of the 7-inch. We were going to do What Is Owed on the A side, and then another song that's going to be on an LP in the future. But we just felt that this was more of a single type song. Anything to add?
I feel like it's like a step in a more like punky guitar oriented direction versus the full length.
Absolutely. And I think it's interesting too, because like even that version of the song is still different than the version that we just re-recorded for the next album, which is also even punkier. And so this one, I think on the 7-inch still has a similar feel to the As Much Nothing as Possible LP, but still moving more in a guitar oriented direction, which is something I'm happy with.
Which in that sense, like I think it serves as a cool sort of like evolutionary step between the records for sure. Just like stylistically.
I'm trying to remember how What Is Ode got written. Like I think we were like maybe this is something like, but we were working on the like the set for the live set, and it just kind of came out while we were playing in my basement. And
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead. It was just it kind of came together, and it's also definitely a step in a more like punky guitar direction.
Yeah, definitely. Because What Is Ode, which is the B-side, was actually written before Lukavor and Rescue was. In another song that we ended up playing with for that show that we played with Tom. And yeah, we were actually just practicing in Dylan's basement to record the show, and it just kind of happened. It was one of those things that we jammed on for a minute and it came together. And those two songs that we ended up writing, the other one's called Something, are actually two of my favorite songs just because of how like organically that happened, because it's not that common that we're able to all sit down and write a song together. It's always been like piecemealed. And so I think it just has a different feel to it than some of the other tracks.
Aesthetically, it looks the same though. That's the one thing that's been constant, particularly for the video and the cover art. It's very True Faith-esque. The video kind of takes elements even from some of the first videos, like Feel. Still very Boston video. Still like a very cold wave feeling, despite being a more guitar-driven song, which I think is neat.
And it's funny too, because none of us are actually really from Boston. We're all transplants here, but you got to represent.
I don't even live there, dude.
Oh yeah. And also like the video for Lukavor and Rescue was hilarious to film, because I think we were just like hanging out, and then all of a sudden it just started snowing when it hadn't snowed at all prior, and it came down hard, which was really fitting for the song. And so we got some good shots, and we also jammed a little bit in Dylan's basement for that one, which was a fun place to shoot in. So I really enjoyed shooting that video. Shit. It's a tough question, man.
Yeah, I feel like the sound takes you, in all honesty. Like you just kind of like, I feel like you have a better time if you're not like trying to make it into something. It's kind of just like it's a self-evolving situation. But I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But
I'm with you, man. Especially like in a genre like post-punk, where it's really kind of hard to reinvent the wheel at this point. You just got to reinvent yourself every once in a while. You know, the first LP sounds different than the 7-inch. The next LP is going to sound even more different. Who knows what's going to happen after that? At the moment, I just really enjoy what kind of sound we're getting right now. It has a lot more raw and punchy feel to it. And now that live shows are happening again, I think it lends itself better to a live environment. So we're really excited to get that out there as well. And then some of the songs we've been writing, I know Dylan actually just sent us one that he was working on literally just like an hour ago or something. Still has more of a poppy, new wave, like jangly sound to it as well, which some of the songs from the LP are kind of creeping in that direction as well. And so we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about how like the medium, like the way in which you're writing the songs influences how they come out. Like the first LP was mostly like like during COVID when people couldn't really play stuff together, so there was much more like remote, like sending clips along to people.
Oh, we lost him. Where's your?
Oh, was
there
it
you
cutting
go.
out?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of interesting. And then, you know, as we started to be able to like play more in person, maybe that was part of like you like wanting to play more guitar because like, you know, you like playing guitar when you're jamming with other people.
Yeah, I think a lot of the sound has really been a product of the environment, because when I did the tape, which was just myself, like all the equipment that we had was locked up in a practice room we couldn't get access to because of COVID. And so it was really just like using what was around, which was like keyboard and some drum machine shit, and it worked, and it you know, it served its purpose. Then as things started to come down a little bit here in Massachusetts, you know, Quentin and I were able to play again together. And then, you know, we're at a point now where we were able just to play live as a full band, with some people watching. We did that for live stream. What was that?
It was kind of a show.
It was kind of a show.
The fake show.
It was a fake show. It was a live stream. I think I sent 2 videos or 2 songs from the live stream for this. Any thoughts?
I'm just along for the ride.
Your input's always valued, though.
I feel like I haven't been involved in like the writing process, but like it's been cool just Travis, just to like you like bounce ideas off me sometimes, and I feel like that it's just been cool to see like the way things have changed, and I feel like all the new shit that's coming out is super cool.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I have absolutely neglected some duties in favor of music. But that's the risk you take, man. Plus, like, I don't have anything going on right now. I'm in a good spot where I have some time off. But it's definitely hard when you're in a position like Dylan is right now, and you're pulling like 24-hour shifts in the ICU and whatnot. Or like Quentin when he was on neurosurgery. That was a rough time.
I mean, that's also like I wanted to be a neurosurgeon for a long time, and now I'm just kind of like I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in life that makes me happy, including doing this thing and, you know, doing something like neurosurgery. I mean, it's a cool job, but it's a job. And, you know, I like to do many other things in life as well that I don't want to necessarily just throw away to do a job. But
I think it gives it all that much more reason to like do the music, is just to kind of give you that outlet. I know Francisco and Tom both have a lot of commitments work-wise and academic-wise. They're welcome to talk about it if they want, but I'm sure it's just as time-consuming as medicine is.
I just hope my co-authors are not listening to this.
Mine's probably not as time-consuming, but like pretty, yeah, tough balance to find, just being able to do work full-time, be in school full-time, do 2 bands,
3 bands,
and like other and like just like take care of my own personal needs. Can sometimes be a lot, but the music like makes it all work, I feel like, personally.
Yeah, I echo what Quentin said. It's just, like my academic endeavors are my job, and I do them so I could do this stuff on the side. And I'm actually, like, you know, lucky and thankful that I have the opportunity to do both, because a lot of people don't.
Yep.
Definitely. It definitely makes it hard to do like we'd never be able to do like a full US tour. I don't think, like we can't take like a month off from a medical job. I'm sure Francisco and Tom are in similar positions too. So it definitely has its drawbacks, but at the same time, like, at my age, the thought of doing a whole US tour, I don't think I have it in me anymore. Do like
The
short.
logistics, like the logistics of a US tour with 5 people at the level we're at would be like we're getting no money. We'd be like have nowhere to sleep. It would be stressful.
I have a standard to live by too now, man. I can't
Same.
sleep on crusty punk floors anymore. I gotta
Yeah,
be in a
I have
hotel.
nice sheets on
Dude,
my bed. I
yeah,
appreciate them.
I have a CPAP machine, man. I gotta set it up. I can't be sleeping on a punk floor, all grimy.
They got a backline. They got a backline CPAP at a lot of places anymore.
Yeah, but you
we
gotta
put that in
share
a
it with the
rider.
headliner.
We need like an equivalent of glamping, but for touring. Like I guess glorying, you know.
Dude, I found an RV for sale for $1,000, man. I was like, oh, that'd be perfect.
That's the move, honestly.
It's not a bad idea.
You just beat and then once the tour is over, you just leave it somewhere. You're like, yeah.
You just light it on fire.
Yes.
I mean, we can't forget that we all have families too.
Yeah, that's true.
And like pet sitting fees would add up. So yeah, full US is tough, but 1 week, 2 weeks at a time feels more doable.
Doable, yeah. Definitely do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Just leave it at that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't even know what the details are yet. But we just pretty much finished recording a new album. It consists of 9 songs. So I think it's technically a full length, whereas the first LP still meets EP criteria. And then after that, I mean, our time together might be finite depending on what happens next year with relocating for residency. So I think we're in a kind of a mode to just like try to write as much as we can, and if things work, we keep it. If we don't like it, we just scrap it and move on. But we just try to stay productive in that regard.
Yeah, thankfully, I think what works out nicely is what Dylan mentioned. This band started in COVID in a place where we have to make music from the bedrooms. And everyone's used to it already. So it wouldn't be as hard a transition, even if, I don't know, Quentin ends up like in Halifax, Nova Scotia or something.
It's a sick place to be.
And me where?
Yeah, and Dylan gets thrown to like, I don't know, Davenport, Iowa. So
The most like bumfuck places you could think of.
hey, you cannot insult the people of Davenport. We might play a show there sometime.
So I mean,
Halifax is
Quentin.
dope.
I mean, it sounds
I wanna
awesome.
go- I want to go to Halifax.
I actually just mailed out a record to Nova Scotia today, believe it or not. So we do have some people out there. But Quentin, to no surprise, is actually going to live on a compound with some land in the near future, I think.
A commune of sorts.
Yes.
That's where his
farm.
residency is.
Commune
farm.
of solitude. A commune of solitude.
He's going to barter medical care for wheat.
Is he gonna do like an
Take care of
Amish,
the Amish
like
folks. Yeah.
Amish neurosurgery?
They need it too, man. I mean,
I like
one-
how it's live performances, concerts, or reflections. I just think it's funny.
Concert or concepts?
concerts, but I think at this point we only have reflections, man. We're still not at that point, COVID wise. I think things are getting better, especially in Massachusetts, where we have like the highest rate of vaccination at any state. So things are a little bit more chill here, but I mean, the only reflection I really have is like just the fact that I'm appreciative that somebody gives a shit enough about us to actually want to have us interview for a Twitch stream. I think that's cool. I didn't expect it to go there, even when I was just writing shit on my own this time last year. It was just something to do for fun out of boredom. And I think watching the trajectory of this band and everything that's shaped up, you know, It's remarkable. There's 5 of us now. Never would have saw that coming. Two records out now, a third on the way. Didn't see that one coming either. So I guess thanks to everybody for being into it.
Well, we could share that there are some grumblings, however minor, about a East Coast tour. Small
jaunt, a little happening.
Yeah,
Constitutional.
We're
possibly happening in January or February.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We gotta talk about that one offline. But
yeah,
the idea hopefully is we'll make it from Boston down to DC over the course of a couple days. Play some shows. So if you're on the East Coast, which if you're listening to this from Spain, you're probably not, but we'll be around. Any thoughts, Dylan? Any reflections?
No, I mean, we're just all gonna work on our Catalan, so eventually we can play in Barcelona. Hopefully.
Wouldn't that be some shit? That'd be so cool.
Oh yeah. Who was that really good Spanish band that we were talking about? VVV.
Oh yeah.
I think they're from Madrid though. Yeah, they're from Madrid, not Barcelona. But we would love to play in Barcelona with VVV if they're willing to make the trip.
They could supply a CPAP machine.
I can travel with mine. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're gonna edit out all the stupid things I've said. Which
no, they're going.
It all stays, man. It all stays.
Which makes me feel liberated to drone on, yeah, including that. So
we'll let them edit it if they want.
I hope they edit it.
I hope so too. Because I don't want to have to ask us the questions, right? I think somebody else would be. All right. Anybody got anything else to add?